Wilma Rudolph was born on June 23, 1940, in Tennessee. At age 4, she contracted polio. Her doctor said she would never walk again, but with physical therapy, leg braces, and strong willpower, Wilma Rudolph was walking by age 12. During her high school years, she was an exceptional basketball player. Ed Temple from the Tennessee State University saw potential in Wilma. He had her work out for the college track team in the summers. At age 16, Wilma won a bronze medal in the 1956 Melbourne Olympics for the 4x100 relay. Returning to the U.S., she attended Tennessee State University on a scholarship, where Ed Temple resumed her training. Wilma Rudolph was the first American woman to win 3 gold medals in a single Olympics. She was only 22 years old when she retired from competitive sports. She decided to go back to Tennessee State University and receive her degree in teaching. She would then go on to coach track at Indiana's DePaul University. On November 12, 1994, brain cancer took Wilma's life at the early age of 54. She will be remembered for her determination, success, and her willpower to never give up on her goals. In her early years, she'd continued her involvement in sports, working at several community centers throughout the United States. She was inducted into the U.S. Olympic Hall of Fame and started an organization to help amateur track and field stars. In 1990, Rudolph became the first woman to receive the National Collegiate Athletic Association's Silver Anniversary Award. The indoor track and dormitory at Tennessee State University are named in honor of Rudolph. In 1977, her life was the subject of a prime television movie. Wilma was an athlete who conquered poverty, racism, and polio in order to become an Olympian. Back home, Rudolph used her success to effect change in her hometown of Clarksville by refusing to attend any celebratory events that weren't integrated. Her homecoming parade and banquet were the first non-segregated events in the town's history.
During the Civil Rights Movement, Birmingham was known for its constant protests, sit-ins, police brutality, and marches. The white citizens did not like the African American citizens. In fact, violence was a very common occurrence because of this. White supremacists caused Birmingham to have the nickname Bombingham because they would plant bombs in churches and homes all the time. The 16th Street Baptist Church was very involved in the protests, and they'd even bring in civil rights activists to speak to the public. The KKK would often phone the church with bomb threats in hope to interrupt these meetings or services. On Sunday, September 15, 1963, the 16th Street Baptist Church was bombed by white supremacists, resulting in the death of 4 young girls. Even though the legal system was slow to provide justice, the effect of the bombing of the 16th Street Baptist Church was critical and notable. The bombing moved James Bevel, a prominent civil rights leader and SCLC organizer, to create the Alabama Project for Voting Rights, dedicated to extending full voting rights and protections to all eligible Alabama citizens regardless of race. Bevel's efforts led to the Bloody Sunday Selma to Montgomery voter registration marches of 1965. Outrage over the death of the 4 young girls helped build heightened support behind the continuing struggle to end segregation, support that would help lead the passage of both the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965, forbidding all classes of racial discrimination in the voting and election process. In that important sense, the bombing's impact was exactly the opposite of what its perpetrators had intended. Under the Civil Rights Act of 1964, segregation on the grounds of race, religion, or national origin was banned at all places of public accommodation, including hotels, parks, restaurants, theaters, sports arenas, and courthouses. No longer could black people and other minorities be denied service simply based on the color of their skin.